which are not recorded on the credit side of P&L account. Those business incomes. Those incomes are related to the business, not personal. Then, first what you have to do, add up all the disallowed expenses. Expenses not related to the business. Second, again, add those business incomes which are not credited in the P&L account. All the incomes are credited in the P&L account. Add all those business incomes. Okay, add part is over. Now subtract less part. Subtract less those expenses which are concerned with business, but it is not entered on the debit side of P&L account. Okay, what happens sometimes, some business expenses may not be entered on the debit side of P&L account. You should subtract those expenses. Okay, then subtract those income which are computed under the other heads of income, like income from capital gain or income from other sources or income from house property. If those incomes are there, you should subtract those incomes also. Then subtract those incomes which cannot be considered as a business income, or it may belong to personal income. So there are two add items are there. First is disallowed expenses. Second is business income which are not entered in P&L account. Then there are three subtract items are there. Expenses concerned with the business but not entered in P&L account, and one more subtract item, incomes which are computed at different heads of income, not under this head. It doesn't belong to business income, it is on other incomes. And those income which are not taken as business income, they're non-business income or personal income. Either you get income from business or loss from business. The answer, the values. Suppose in the P&L account, if net profit is not given, you take the net loss as per P&L account. And what happened? Add items becomes less. In the previously, if it's a net profit, add becomes less. If it's a net loss, add disallowed expenses. Subtract disallowed expenses. Whatever the add items are there becomes less, and what the less items are there become the add. Then you will get income or loss from business if is net loss is given in the P&L account. Okay, if net profit is given, add disallowed expenses, add business income. Then if it is net loss, this becomes negative part. The positive part becomes negative part. And if it is net loss, the negative part becomes positive part. Less means negative part, being positive part. This is how to compute business income from business. Either if it is given net profit, you have to do this way, or if it given net loss, you have to do in this manner. So all the in net loss is given, all the positive part become negative part, and negative become the positive part. Less means negative, add means positive. This is how to calculate income from business here. Okay, now we'll do one problem. I'll explain you slowly. Now we'll take this as a Bible for this. And remember this format here. If net profit is given, you should add these two and less these three, will get income from loss from business. The net loss is given, add becomes less, and less becomes add. So they remember this procedure to compute income from business. Now I'll share the problem here. This is a problem. It's given the P&L account, the profit and loss account of a timber merchant for the year ending 31st March 2020. Debit side is expense, losses, pays, income and gains. You know already, okay? It's given this statement, P&L account statement. So it's given opening stock, purchases, wages, audit fees, repairs, general charges, commission for raising loan, bad debt reserve, bad debts, interest on capital, contribution, stock, welfare fund, provision for income tax, depreciation. Is given net profit. Is given the income, sales, rent of property, closing stock. This is a P&L account statement. Trading and P&L, combination of trading and P&L account. It's not just P&L, combination of trading and P&L account. P&L account means it includes trading account also. Okay, so how to do this problem here? Now, is given the net profit. Okay, so you have to choose this one. Select this first procedure. Select this one. Net profit as per P&L account. Okay, prepare it. Prepare the table. The net profit up. Net profit as profit. Prepare the table. Add. What are I have to add? Those expenses which are not concerned with business, not related to the business, disallowed expenses. Okay, add business incomes which are not paid in the P&L account. Okay, we'll do this slowly. Prepare a table. Prepare 3 columns: particulars, rupees, and inner column, outer column. Prepare a now table here. So 3 columns you have to prepare here. 3 columns. Rows, we prepare 20 rows. We prepare the format here. The heading should be particulars first column, second column rupees, third column rupees. One for inner column, other for outer column. So heading should be just, so I tried the heading here. Computation of income from business for the assessment year 2021. Okay, so this again particulars. Second is rupees, third is rupees. Now we'll take the first net profit. Net profit as per P&L account. Profit and loss account. Now you should write in the outer column. Final values, write the outer column. Now I will take the problem. What is net profit? 2,50,000. Write 2,50,000. Okay. Now add. What are the add is given? Add those items which are called disallowed expenses. Those expenses are disallowed or not concerned with the business. Those expenses are called disallowed expenses. So add disallowed expenses, not the allowed one, disallowed, or expenses not related to the business. What are those expenses? Now we'll do one by thing. First one, you see the problem. Expenses are entered on debit side of P&L account. You know that. Okay. Now, what are the different type of expenses which are disallowed, which are not related to business, which are related to not related to the business? Opening stock, it is related to business. Purchases, it is related to business. Wages, it is related to the business. Audit fees, it is related to the business. Then repairs, he has given repairs for house property. It is not related to the business. You're doing repairs for house property, so it is not concerned with the business. So enter there, repairs. Enter here, repairs. Enter here, repairs. Repairs, and write in brackets, he is doing repairs for house property. Personal, or it comes under the house property, income from house property. That is not taken there because it is disallowed, not related to the business. Enter the inner column, 2000. Okay, we enter only disallowed, not the allowed one, which are disallowed, because this cannot be allowed because the repairs is for house property. It comes under income from house property. It does not come under here. Next, general charges. Yes, it is concerned with the business. Okay. Next, commission for raising loan. Normally, loan is for business. Nothing is mentioned means loan is taken for business purpose, and you're paying commission for that. Yes, it is concerned with the business. Next, bad debt reserve. Remember, reserve is a anticipated loss. Any provision or is an anticipated loss. All anticipated losses you should not disallow. You have to disallow those expenses. That is not allowed. Because why? Because it is a anticipated losses. Reserve means anticipated losses. So you have to write bad debt reserve 500. So bad debt reserve 500. Bad debts reserve or provision are these are called anticipated. All the anticipated losses you will disallow here. What is the amount here? $500. Next, bad debts actual loss, that is allowed because you have to incur some bad debts in business, that is allowed. Is a reserve or provision, then you cannot allow it. Next, interest on capital, that is not allowed. That is not allowed. Interest on capital, that is not allowed. Okay, that is not concerned with the business. That is not taken as business expenses. That interest on capital is a personal one, so that is disallowed. Interest on capital is disallowed. So we'll take that disallowed as interest on capital. Cannot show as business expenses. Okay, what is interest on capital? 10,500. This is called disallowed, not concerned with the business. So 10,500. Now for accounting purpose, it is allowed. It is taken as, but for income tax purpose, you have to pay tax on income from business. For income tax purpose, interest on capital is not considered as a business expenses, according to Income Tax Act 1961. That you make a note of this. Next, contribution to staff welfare fund, it is allowed, business expenses. Okay. Next, provision for income tax. I told you provisions, it is not allowed. All provisions are not allowed. Means anticipated one. So we'll take provision for income tax. The provision for income tax. $1,500. $1,500. Okay. Now Next one is depreciation. It is mentioned allowable because depreciation is allowed. Now, what we have taken, we added all the disallowed expenses. We have taken repairs as disallowed, not concerned with business. We have taken batteries as disallowed, means any anticipated losses is not taken as business expenses. We have taken interest on capital as disallowed. We have taken provision for income tax as disallowed. Income tax is a personal one. Okay, and this contribution staff welfare fund is allowed because it is for the staff who are working for your business purpose, working in your firm. So any contribution made to staff welfare fund is considered as business expenses. Now this is the heading is these are expenses which are not allowed or disallowed expenses. Okay, this is the first part. Now again, the second part is add. Then one more part is there, art, under add category. Now take the procedure format. There is a format here, format here. What is next? The business incomes which are not created in the P&L account. So you have to search any income which are concerned business not entered in P&L account. You have to search it. If you search it, so you have to copy and paste there. Business income which are not created in the P&L account. Add business income which are not created in the P&L account. So just paste here. So any income which is not created, any income are there? No, nothing is there. No income is there where it is a business income which are created in the P&L account. Not created. I'm saying not credited. Not credited. Nothing is there. Okay. So put nil. Nothing is there. No information is there. Okay. Now, what is the total amount of this one? This inner column. Total amount of inner column. Total amount inner column. Add this inner column here. 2000 plus 500 plus 10,500 plus 1500. So this becomes 2,500, 13,000, 14,500. $14,500. Then add this to 2,50,000. So you will get 2 lakh 64,500. Now you go with less items. What are the items to be deducted? Negative items. Less items. So less items to be deducted here. Take the procedure, that format. Now the less items. Expenses related to business but not debited in P&L account. So you have to copy and paste there. Just copy here. You paste there. Now what happens? Those expenses which are related to business, but it is not debited in a P&L account. No information is there in the problem. No information is there in the problem. There is no such expenses which is debited in P&L account. So no information is given. So we'll take nil. We'll take nil. So we'll take nil. Nothing is there. Then next, one more subtract item. There are two things are there. Incomes which are computed under other heads. Some incomes are there which are computed other heads of income. This will copy here. Now we have to check out whether the incomes of other heads or income are there or not. We have to check it out in the statement, in the P&L account statement. So what are those incomes? We check out this statement. Now, if we check it the income side in this problem, income side, we have an income called rent of property. Actually, property comes under house property, income from house property. So this value comes under income from house property. So it doesn't come under here. So you have to subtract it. So we have to take it rent of property. It is not concerned with the business income. Rent of property. So rent of property. So what is the rent of property given here? 15,000. Okay, so total of inner column less value 15,000. Now you will get out of 2,64,500 reduce 15,000. So that is called the income from business. That is called the income from business. So how much you get? 2,64,000 minus 15,000. This minus is there. How much you get? So 2,64,500.
2,49,500.
Yes. 2,49,500. Okay. This is the way how to compute income from business here. It will take time to understand. You have studied all the things we have discussed, all the material posted in the Moodle. Please refer the Moodle. The theory part of this PGPP, profits and gains from business and profession. Refer the theory part of the Moodle part here. Everything I discussed here. Okay, now again I will revise it. Now this is the procedure to compute income from business here. If net profit is equal to take a net profit, add the expenses which are not concerned with the business or non-business expenses here to add here. Pick out the items on the debit side of P&L account, take out the items which are not concerned with business, add here, and add those business incomes which are not entered on the right side of P&L account. If it is not entered, add it. Okay, add part is over. Now subtract those expenses concerned with business but not debited in a P&L account. So there are some expenses which are not debited in P&L account. Those expenses you have to subtract it. Pick out all the expenses which are not debited in P&L account. Subtract it. Subtract one more thing which are computed other heads of the income. There are some incomes which doesn't belong to business, belong to other heads of income. Like we have seen rent of property. It comes under income from house property. Okay, you subtract it. And last one, subtract those incomes which cannot be taken as a business income. Or we can say taken as a other heads of income. These two are similar. Last less negative part is both are similar. You subtract those income which are not under the business income or which are treated as a other heads of the income. Subtract it. You will get income from business. And if it is a net loss, add becomes less and less becomes add. So net profit used to add these two, but in net loss you subtract these two. Disallowed expenses and business income is not created in the P&L account here. Okay, so you'll get income or loss from business here. So again, I will repeat once again. I'll revise the theory part once again from tomorrow. I'll share one more MS Word document. Now, this is a MS Word document. Yes, problem. I'll discuss some problem here. Now, given the different things 1 to 5, explain with reasons whether the following items are allowed deductions or not while computing income under the head income from business or profession. So these are the expenses incurred 1 to 5. You have to find whether those are allowed deduction or not. Okay. The first is goods destroyed by fire 50,000, but the insurance claim is admitted to 20,000. Okay. Can you allow expenses when the goods is destroyed by fire generally? Can you take as a business expenses a goods is destroyed by fire? Yes, you can take it. That is allowed in computing income from business. But how much? Here, the total value of good destroyed is 50,000. But you got insurance amount from the insurance company 20,000. What is the net amount? Net amount is 30,000. So what is the net loss suffered? Net loss suffered is 30,000. 50 minus 20 is a trading loss and will be allowed as deduction. So how much is allowed as deduction? 30,000, not 50,000, because you received the insurance amount from the insurance company 20,000. The net amount, net loss is allowed as deduction. This is the first thing. That means this first expenditure, good destroyed by fire, is allowed as deduction, but you have to show the net loss. Net loss is 30,000. 50 minus 20. Suppose you're not getting any insurance amount from the insurance company, they are not claim any amount. In that case, the total loss 50,000 is allowed a deduction. Okay. Next, advance salary paid to an employee. Can you allow deduction? Salary is allowed deduction. Can you pay? Can you allow advance salary paid to an employee? What is your answer? Okay. Actually, salaries are allowed a deduction, business expenses. But advance salary, what is the result of this? Result is now you have to verify whether the trader following mercantile system or cash system. Cash system of accounting or mercantile system of accounting. Now, if the SSS is following mercantile system of accounting, advance salary paid is not allowed as deduction. What is mercantile system of accounting? Advance salary paid is not allowed as deduction. Okay. But if the SSS is following the cash method accounting, advance salary paid is allowed as deduction. This you have to mention in that. Okay, so whenever you are paying advance salary, you have to check that whether the trader is following this system. If it's following cash system of accounting, in the cash system of accounting, whatever cash payments or cash receipts are recorded, outstanding is not recorded. How much you paid is recorded. Since you have paid advance salary is maintaining cash system, it is allowed a deduction. But is following mercantile system where outstanding is recorded. Outstanding is recorded. And this advance salary, it's outstanding expenses. And that is not allowed a deduction. Depending on the type of system of accounting is following. Is a mercantile system? Not allowed. Is a cash system? Allowed. But nothing is mentioned in the problem. You have to assume that the trader is following mercantile system of accounting, not the cash system of accounting. Okay, this is the answer of this one, second part. Third part, interest paid to a person residing in USA, 70,000. You are paying interest to a person outside country. How much? 70,000. You have borrowed 70,000. And you are paying interest 70,000. You borrowed some amount, you paid interest 70,000. And the tax is not deducted at source. Tax is not deducted. What happens in that case? Can you allow this? What is the result of this one? Whenever expenses are paid to NRI, tax has to be deducted at source. Okay, you have to pay after tax, you have to receive the amount. But in this case, tax is not deducted at source. The entire 70,000 is disallowed. It comes add category, add disallowed expenses. Okay, if it is TDS is done, then you can allow it. But if TDS is not done, that amount is not allowed. That means it is disallowed. Okay, so result is you cannot allow the expense since TDS is not. What is TDS? Tax is not deducted at source. Fourth one, a brokerage, 3,000 brokerage paid to Mohan for getting a sales order. Can you allow this deduction? Is a business expenditure or not? Okay, it is concerned business or not? Yes, I can allow it. What result? What you have to write here? You can allow the deduction. Brokerage paid is allowed as deduction. Hence, it is a business related expenditure because you're paying. Brokerage means that commission, some form of commission to get a sales order, that is treated as business expenditure. So it is allowed as deduction. Next. Next is last one. 500 is paid as collection charges to collect outstanding amount from a trade debtor. Can you allow this? Yes. Why? Because a business related expenditure. What do you have to write? Collection charges. Any charges, extra charges to collect outstanding amount is considered as business expenditure. Is considered as business expenditure, hence it is allowed as deduction. Okay. So these things you will get in examination here. Now remember, which are business, which are not business expenditure. Any expenditure which is concerned with business, that is allowed. Any expenditure which is not under business, not related to the business, that is not allowed. Okay. So if you see this first one, net loss is allowed 30,000 because it's a business expenditure. Second one, it depends on the type of method of accounting adopted. Nothing is mentioned. We are assuming is maintaining mercantile system accounting. In mercantile system accounting, any advance salary paid is not allowed. That means it is disallowed. Third, any interest paid to NRI or outside India without TDS, there is no TDS or taxes not deducted. In that case, that is disallowed. If a tax is deducted, it is allowed. And fourth one, because you are paying a commission or brokerage for getting a sales order, it is allowed as business expenditure. And the fifth one, because you are paying collection charges, extra charges to collect outstanding amount from trade debtor, it is allowed because it's a business expenditure. So these are things you have to mention in the examination. So I'll stop here, take the attendance now. A section, second year, serial number. A section, serial wise.
Sir, roll number 2, sir.
A section, serial.
Roll number 2.
Roll numbers, please. A section.
Roll number 2, sir.
A section.
Sir, 38, sir.
So serial wise.
Sir, roll number 2.
2. Next. After 2.
7.
7. Next. Only 2 are there in A section. A section, please roll numbers. Then don't blame me.
8, sir.
Sir, 31.
Huh?
10.
10.
Sir,
Next.
31.
31.
So 33.
33.
38, sir.
38. A section. Only these people?
Sir, 47 is also there.
47. B section, please.
5, 6,
6,
7,
7,
9, 10,
9, 10,
7, 15, 16,
15, 16,
and 42 and 45.
45 and
42 and 45.
42 and 40.
And also 30, sir.
30.
Yeah.
30. So thank you very much. Stay safe. Don't run outside. Tomorrow again, I'll explain again. Once again, repeat the things. You can join next class. Thank you very much.